Welcome back to the Crucible. Today we discuss one of the narcissist's most devastating weapons. Not their words, not their lies, but their silence. The silent treatment. That cold, deliberate void they create around you. That suffocating absence where communication used to be. That punishment they administer without ever lifting a finger. And here's what makes it so dangerous. Society tells us silence is peaceful. Silence is maturity. Silence is taking space. They lied. What the narcissist gives you is not silence. It is erasure. It is psychological torture refined over millennia into a weapon so effective that you eventually beg for scraps of acknowledgement from the very person who is destroying you. Let me be perfectly clear before we begin. There is a difference between healthy space and weaponized silence. There is a difference between someone saying, "I need time to process this. I will talk to you tomorrow," and someone vanishing into deliberate coldness to punish you for the crime of having needs. One is self-care. The other is sadism. Today, you will learn to recognize the difference. Today, you will understand the mechanisms. Today, you will stop blaming yourself for reacting like a human being to calculated cruelty. The lesson begins now. What the silent treatment actually is. The silent treatment is the deliberate withdrawal of all communication and emotional presence as a form of punishment or control. Note that word, deliberate. This is not someone who needs space. This is someone who needs you to suffer. Dr. Kipling Williams, a psychologist who has studied ostracism for over 2 decades, calls the silent treatment social death. His research at Purdue University demonstrated that the brain processes social rejection using the same neural pathways as physical pain. When someone gives you the silent treatment, your brain literally registers it as an injury. The narcissist knows this. Oh, they may not know the neuroscience, but they know the effect. They've calibrated this weapon through years of use. They know exactly how long to maintain the freeze. They know precisely which transgressions warrant 3 days of ice versus 3 weeks. They are scientists of suffering, and you are their experiment. The silent treatment in narcissistic abuse has specific characteristics. Let me outline them so you can identify this poison when it enters your system. First, it is disproportionate to the perceived offense. You asked where they were last night, and you receive a week of frozen exile. You requested they help with one household task, and suddenly you're invisible in your own home. Second, it is unannounced and unexplained. Healthy people say, "I need space." Narcissists simply disappear emotionally while remaining physically present, creating a ghost in your own life. Third, it ends on their terms, never yours. You cannot apologize your way out of it. You cannot negotiate. You cannot reason. The freeze ends when they decide you've suffered sufficiently. Fourth, there is no closure or processing. When they finally break the silence, it's as if nothing happened. You're expected to be grateful for the return of basic human decency. Your pain during their absence is never acknowledged. Fifth, it escalates. What started as hours becomes days. Days become weeks. Each time, they test how much abandonment you'll tolerate before you shatter. This is not conflict avoidance. This is not introversion. This is not needing space. This is abuse. The psychological mechanism, why it destroys you. Let me explain what happens in your mind when someone weaponizes silence against you. Humans are social creatures. We evolved in tribes where exile meant death. When someone excludes us, activates our most primal fear, abandonment. The narcissist hijacks this evolutionary wiring. When they go silent, your nervous system enters crisis mode. Your amygdala, the brain's alarm system, starts screaming. Every moment of silence is processed as a threat to your survival. You become hypervigilant, analyzing every micro-expression, every text that doesn't come, every room they leave when you enter. You start bargaining with yourself. Maybe I was too sensitive. Maybe I shouldn't have brought that up. Maybe if I just apologize one more time. You begin to gaslight yourself on their behalf. This is called anxious attachment activation. The narcissist has learned that silence makes you chase, and chasing makes you compliant. Compliant victims don't ask questions. They don't set boundaries. They don't leave. The cruelty is compounded by proximity. They're not gone. They're right there scrolling their phone while you sit 3 feet away, invisible. Making dinner while you starve for a single word. Sleeping beside you in a bed that's become a coffin. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus wrote, "It is not death or pain that is to be dreaded, but the fear of pain or death." The narcissist understands this instinctively. The silent treatment is not about the silence itself. It's about the anticipation of continued silence. The fear that this time they won't come back. The terror that you've finally pushed them too far. And what was your crime? You had a boundary. You expressed a need. You noticed their lie. You existed as a separate person with thoughts they didn't control. For this, you receive the void. How to recognize when silence is weaponized. Pay attention to the pattern, not the individual incident. Ask yourself these questions. Does the silence begin immediately after you've set a boundary? Asked a question or challenged an inconsistency in their story? Does it feel punitive, like you're being taught a lesson? Do you find yourself obsessively reviewing the interaction that preceded the silence, trying to identify your mistake? Do you feel a compulsive need to fix something, apologize for something, prove something even, when you know rationally you did nothing wrong? Does the silence end only when you've sufficiently debased yourself, or when they need something from you? After the silence breaks, does the original issue remain unresolved, never to be discussed again? If you answered yes to most of these, you're not experiencing healthy space. You're experiencing calculated punishment. Let me share something from my own crucible. Something that taught me this lesson in the most brutal way possible. There was a medical emergency, a dental infection that had spread, causing fever and pain that made thinking impossible. I asked for help, not extravagant help, simply presence, simply not being abandoned while my body waged war against itself. The response, silence. Not the silence of someone at work who'll call during lunch, Not the silence of someone running errands who'll be back in an hour. The silence of someone who had somewhere better to be, someone more important to attend to. For 3 days, while infection ravaged my system, I received nothing. No text, no call, no appearance. When they finally returned, casual, unbothered, offering no explanation, I was supposed to be grateful. The infection, the fear, the abandonment during vulnerability, never mentioned, never acknowledged, and I said nothing. Because I had learned that complaining about mistreatment was the real transgression. The silent treatment had trained me well. That's what this weapon does. It doesn't just punish you for one boundary. It trains you never to have boundaries again. The function, what they gain from your suffering. Understanding the mechanism is insufficient. You must understand the function. Why do they do this? Control. The silent treatment is the narcissist's reset button for your behavior. Every time they freeze you out and you come crawling back, you've reinforced the power dynamic. You've demonstrated that your need for connection exceeds your need for respect. They file this information away. Next time you dare to have a need, they know exactly which weapon to deploy. It also serves another function: plausible deniability. Physical abuse leaves marks. Verbal abuse can be recorded, but silence leaves no evidence. When you finally break down and rage at the person who has been psychologically torturing you with their absence, they can point to your reaction as proof of your instability. I was just giving you space, and you completely lost it. I needed time to think, and you wouldn't stop harassing me. See, this is why I can't talk to you. You're too emotional. Your natural response to their unnatural cruelty becomes evidence of your unworthiness. This is Davo in its purest form. Deny the abuse, attack the victim for reacting, and reverse victim and offender. They tortured you with absence, and now you're the villain for noticing. The Swiss psychologist Carl Jung observed, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." But Jung never studied narcissistic abuse. He never witnessed what happens when one chemical is designed specifically to corrode the other while remaining unchanged itself. The narcissist doesn't transform. They don't grow. They simply rotate through their arsenal of weapons until they find the one that breaks you most efficiently. For many of you, that weapon is silence. The antidote. What to do when the freeze begins. Now we arrive at the practical alchemy. How do you survive this weapon when it's deployed against you? First, recognize it for what it is. Stop calling it space. Stop making excuses. Stop diagnosing them with social anxiety or introversion or stress. Call it by its name: punishment. They are punishing you. Full stop. Second, do not chase. I know every cell in your body is screaming to pursue them, to fix this, to make them talk to you. Resist. Chasing is what they want. Chasing proves the weapon works. Chasing ensures they'll use it again. Third, document the pattern. Write down the date the silence began. Write down what preceded it. Write down how long it lasted. Write down how it ended. After 3 or 4 cycles, you'll see the formula. You'll see that this isn't about your behavior. This is their system. 4th, use the silence. I know it feels like death, but redirect that energy. The hours you would spend analyzing what you did wrong. Use them to research narcissistic abuse. The mental space they're refusing to occupy, fill it with evidence, with clarity, with plan. 5th, prepare for the return, because they will return. The silent treatment only works if they come back to punish you again later. When they break the silence, cheerful, acting like nothing happened, not reward this. Do not flood them with relief and gratitude. Do not pretend the abandonment didn't occur. Simply acknowledge their return with the same temperature they gave you. Cool, factual, distant. Oh, you're speaking to me again. Watch how quickly they escalate to a different weapon when this one stops working. 6th, build your exit strategy. The silent treatment is not a communication problem. It's a character problem. People who love you do not torture you with absence. People who respect you do not train you like animals. This will not improve. This will not change. This is who they are. Every instance of the silent treatment is evidence. Collect it. Let it fuel your clarity. Let it harden your resolve. The deeper truth. Why you tolerate it. Here's the question you must ask yourself. Why do I accept this? Not in judgment, in genuine curiosity. Why do you tolerate treatment you would never inflict on another human being? Why do you accept breadcrumbs of acknowledgement from someone who should be offering you full presence? For most of you, the answer lies in trauma bonds and sunken cost fallacy. You've already endured so much. You've already invested so much. Leaving now feels like admitting it was all meaningless, all wasted. But here's the alchemical truth. Nothing you've endured is wasted if you extract the lesson. The silent treatment taught you what you will never tolerate again. It taught you that presence is not optional in relationships. It taught you that someone's inability to communicate like an adult is not your problem to solve. These are expensive lessons, but you've paid the tuition. Take the knowledge. The Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journals, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You cannot control whether they freeze you out, but you can control whether you chase. You can control whether you stay. You can control whether you ever again accept this treatment as normal. The silent treatment only works if you believe you deserve it. The moment you understand it as abuse, it loses half its power. The moment you stop chasing, it loses the other half. Final transmutation. From victim to student to master. I want you to understand something crucial. Your reaction to the silent treatment does not make you weak. It makes you human. You were designed to connect. You were designed to repair ruptures in relationships. You were designed to believe that communication solves problems. The narcissist exploits these beautiful qualities and calls them weakness. They are not weakness. They are proof that you still have a soul. But here's what you must do with that soul. Protect it. The same empathy that makes you vulnerable to their silence can be redirected toward yourself. When they go silent, instead of asking, "What did I do wrong?" ask, "What is this teaching me about their character?" Instead of thinking, "How do I fix this?" think, "Do I want to be with someone who uses love as a bargaining chip?" Instead of waiting for their return, ask yourself, "What would I do with my life if they never spoke to me again?" That last question is terrifying, I know, but it's also liberating, because the silent treatment's power lies entirely in your fear of permanent silence. The moment you can envision life without them truly envision it, not as punishment, but as freedom, the weapon dissolves. They can't exile you if you've already found a better kingdom. You didn't sign up for this. You signed up for partnership, for communication, for mutual respect. You got psychological warfare instead. But you're still here, still learning, still forging yourself into something stronger than what tried to break you. The silent treatment was supposed to teach you compliance. Instead, it taught you clarity. They meant to diminish you. They made you dangerous. Not dangerous to them, they're beneath your concern now. Dangerous to every future manipulator who tries the same tactic. Because you'll recognize it in the first freeze, and you'll walk before the second. That's the final transmutation. From victim who chases, to survivor who understands, to warrior who walks. The narcissist gave you silence as punishment. You return it as boundary. Lesson is over.